You're listening to
Austin 316 says I just whipped your ass.
the Sports Fellas Podcast.
What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? It is your boy Andres. This is episode number 63 of the Sports Fellas Podcast, and today, along with my co-host Eric, how you doing, sir?
I'm good. Good to be back. How are you?
I'm on cloud 9, baby. I'm doing really good.
Sure.
Thanks for asking.
Me too, honestly. I was rooting for y'all the whole way.
You were hate watching, and it was successful. You know what I mean?
Hate watching. Oh, here we go.
Am I wrong? You were hate
I don't
watching.
hate Real Madrid at all.
No, you were hate watching Arsenal. They lost. You were hate
100%.
watching.
Okay, fair. Yeah, I was cheering for Bayern because Mr. Thomas Tuchel is my boy.
Dude, there was so much that happened this thing. I mean, Liverpool got eliminated as well. No one saw that one coming. Bayern Leverkusen is still undefeated. They scored an 89th minute goal. Like, it is wicked, man. But, ladies and gentlemen, today we are here to talk about the NBA playoffs, which are back, and it's fantastic, and the quarterfinal of the Champions League. But before we get to that, we did want to highlight something. Eric, you hadn't watched WWE in so long, and you saw me tweeting about it for a while, and then you texted me about it, about getting you back into it, and now you watched WrestleMania 40. What did you think about the most overbooked match ever, but also one of the greatest matches ever?
It was incredible. I mean, it made me feel like a kid again. That single-handedly has made me get back into WWE, and I know it kind of sucks because Roman Reigns probably going to be out for a while. They even said he was like out indefinitely and doesn't have a return date set.
Oh, I have the return date, but it's okay. I won't spoil it.
Sure.
I'm being serious. It's the Friday before SummerSlam. So.
Wait, why? How do you know? Why are you saying that?
Oh, come on, man.
No, this guy knows Triple H and everything now.
I'm friends with Nick Khan. I'm friends with the TKO, man. What do you mean, brother?
Yeah. Actually, that would make sense though. So,
Yeah.
And that's not that far away, honestly. What?
No, August is like that.
Yeah. It was insane though. The only complaint I saw anyone having was that Stone Cold wasn't there, and it said it was Undertaker. But like, that's a very small complaint you can have with a match that was just incredible all around. Like John Cena coming in had me hyped. He's my favorite wrestler growing up, so that had me hyped. I love Undertaker. It was awesome seeing The Rock and John Cena face to face again, and then the Undertaker shocking The Rock, and like everything just amounted perfectly. And then he finally got the triple DDT or whatever his move is called, Crossroads. He finally got the triple on him. It was perfect, and I do want to say I want to give a shout out to the Kevin Owens, Randy Orton, Logan Paul fight. That fight was also incredible. I thought the only one that I felt like kind of just was underwhelming was the
Jay and Jimmy.
Yeah, which that should have been a really good one, honestly. Like that, but they built it up kind of weird. I saw everyone talking about how like the build up wasn't as good as it should have been for that fight, which is like supposed to be really good.
Yeah, I mean, the thing about that fight, like, we knew that match wasn't going to be as good because Jimmy can't do a singles match. Like, all he does is, like, super kick, like, that's his only move. You know what I mean? So, if they would have made it, like, a street fight or, like, a first blood or, like, a last man standing, then it would have been better. I don't know if they made it like that just because of the other matches on the card, right? Obviously, you had to devote your time, like, an hour to the main event because, obviously, we saw the celebration after. But I thought overall it was, like, very good booking and very good storytelling because if you really like look at the seeds that were planted, right? When Solo came out, obviously what happened last year was Solo interfered and he stopped Roman Reigns. John Cena came out and Solo and John Cena had their feud, and Solo was the last guy to beat John Cena. So that's why John Cena came out to take care of Solo. After that, you see The Rock came out. Obviously, The Rock and Cena have their history, for those of you that don't know that. And The Rock had to beat John Cena. So here you are thinking, here we go again, Roman Reigns is going to retain. After that, Seth Rollins comes out with the Shield gear, and the roof blew off the place because everyone thought that was going to be Dean Ambrose as well. The crazy
Which
thing
that was a little disappointing, but I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, we know that they're not partnering right now, AEW and WWE. After that happens, when everyone thinks that The Rock is going to whip Cody Rhodes' ass, and the world stops. and you were like, The Undertaker out of all people? But I will say this. It was WrestleMania 40. 40 years. I don't think you could tell the story of WrestleMania without mentioning The Undertaker. You know what I mean? Like, I know the streak is, like, to an extent, not overrated, but, like, overhyped in the sense that, like, from 2000 to now, his matches were better than in the 80s and 90s. You know what I mean? So I thought overall great booking, and then having Roman Reigns hit Seth Rollins with a chair, amazing storytelling, because 10 years ago, Seth Rollins did the thing where he broke up the Shield. But I thought overall it was fantastic. I have zero complaints about the main event. Cody finally finished his story. What else can be said? I mean, wow. And salute to Roman Reigns for an amazing 4-year run. I know a lot of people were complaining about him being part-time and stuff, but like 4 years at the top of the game. They were looking for the next babyface for so long, and they finally got in Cody Rhodes. And the thing about it is, Triple H even said it, it's hard to find a babyface. You know what I mean? They had Cena on top for so long, and now they finally got it with Cody Rhodes. So congratulations to Roman Reigns for an amazing run, and Cody Rhodes, he finished his story.
Yeah, what a night.
What a night. Phenomenal. But before we talk about the elephant in the room with football, let's talk about the NBA. Eric, what grade overall would you give the regular season to Adam Silver? Because I said a B+.
Yeah, I'd
I
go
think a B+ is a
B+, yeah. I mean, overall, me and you were, the last few years, me and you haven't been that excited for the season, honestly. We've kind of been like, it's the same old. This one, I would say, is the best since
2019?
2017, like around there, yeah.
I think 2019 had... 2019
Raptors one. That was a good one. That was a good
amazing
overall
playoffs.
Yeah, that was a good year. Okay, yeah, I'll give 2019. It's just it's been kind of boring the last few years. I mean, we obviously know playoffs are going to be solid regardless. This year, the West playoffs, I think, are going to be absolutely incredible. I still have to say my only complaint is I think there needs to be some game limit for the play-in, because I'm sorry, when the 7th and 8th seed, there's a gap between the 8th seed and the 9th seed of like 7 games. There's no reason they should deserve a shot. Like, you lost your chance by 7 games. You don't deserve the play-in. You don't. Like, there needs to be a limit of how many games back you can be to still qualify. I think it's outrageous, and I hate that people are like, well, they still deserve a shot. Why? They had 82 games to deserve that, to win that shot, and they didn't do it. Like, stop. Already 16 out of 30, half the teams in the league made the playoffs, and you're damn near extending it to 20 out of 30, giving the 4 extra teams a shot to win 2 games and you're instantly in. Like, that's just dumb to me. You had 82 games. Like, come on. That's the only thing that still annoys me. Overall, the play-in, it's fine. It's going to get some good matches. It's going to get some boring matches. And I guess the argument is it keeps teams from tanking. I'm not really sure I entirely agree with that. We see plenty of teams tanking anyway. Blazers, Spurs, like a ton of teams are still tanking.
Garbage.
Like Raptors.
Well, the
Raptors
Nets
easily could have made a push for the play-in probably, and they just were awful.
The Nets weren't tanking. They're just actively bad.
They're just bad, yeah. But I don't know. Overall, I enjoyed this season a lot more than the past few, and this is probably the most excited I've been for the playoffs since maybe 2019 even. Like you said, like that season was pretty good. 2021, it was just everyone was injured. It was tough, but I still was intrigued by it. And like,
yeah. And then Kawhi got hurt.
I don't know. I'm excited for the playoffs. The play-in. It's almost over. It's still not technically over.
I hope we lose tomorrow. Like I really hope we lose.
What's up with Jimmy, man? What's up with Tyler Hero, man? Like, what, y'all's team construction is just odd, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, Jimmy got an MCL sprain, so like he played the rest of the game with an MCL sprain. So like I have zero complaints about Jimmy. I really hope we lose tomorrow. He deserves to take the summer off. Like, he really hasn't had a summer off since he came here. Like, if you really think about it, because 2020 we had a deep playoff run. 2021 had a short season. 2022 deep playoff run. Last year deep playoff run. So he really hasn't had time to like rest. But I really hope, dude. Like, it's not even about losing to Boston. There's just no point. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like we would have a better pick and everything. So, I mean, I really like. I don't know how to say this. I hope we lose tomorrow, because I don't want them to get embarrassed by Boston. At the same time, I feel like I can't take the playoffs for granted. You know what I mean? Like, I hate when people are like, I don't know, let's say the Blazers. Blazers are like, oh, you're a Heat fan, you're spoiled, this, and that. Obviously, we have different standards. Like, obviously, I want to be disappointed if my team loses in the first round. Obviously, I want to be disappointed if we don't make the playoffs. You know what I mean? Yeah. And in the Eric Spoelstra era, we've only missed the playoffs 3 times? Twice? 3 times. We've only missed the playoffs 3 times in 15 or 16 years now if we don't make it tomorrow. It'll be 4 and 16 years if we don't make it tomorrow. So I think it's definitely unfair that 7-game difference. I think it should be limited to 2 or 3, like it was in the bubble. In the bubble, it was the Blazers and the Grizzlies. They were separated by like 1 game. They played a game for the 8th seed. The Blazers won, and everyone was content with it. One thing I will say, Eric, I don't know if you remember this. In 2021, it was Lakers-Warriors in the play-in game, and everyone and their mother said, Adam Silver should be happy because we're never going to get a matchup like this ever again. And what happened? The Lakers have been in the playoffs 3 of the 4 years. The Warriors have been in the play-in. The Warriors have been in the play-in a couple of years. They missed it in 21. Obviously, they missed it this year. Like, I don't think people realize that those bad teams that people say, they're still like entertaining, quote unquote. Yeah. Tomorrow we have Sacramento Pelicans, and we have the Bulls and the Heat. And respectively speaking, to the Pelicans and the Kings, this was the best matchup for OKC. Because if OKC would have played the Lakers, for example, I think OKC would have won, but they would have sweated. With the
and
Pelicans,
then they would have been worn out for the second round against the Clippers. Okay. I want to believe Clippers can win, but they're so annoying with this Kawhi shit. Like, stop hiding everything. Like, you're not a small company that should be. Just fucking say what's happening. Like, that is the most annoying shit. It makes me hate the Clippers. And I like a lot of the players on the Clippers. I want the Clippers to be good. But good lord, they are annoying as hell as an organization.
I think he's gonna play. I really do. Because they've been, like Ty Lue said yesterday that he was like, we're preparing for him to play in game 1. So if Ty Lue said it,
because that changes everything.
Dude, I really don't think the series is gonna be close, man. A lot of people are like
Clippers are dusting them.
I think the Clippers are gonna win. Yeah.
No, dude, Luka has been playing like the best player in the world. Him and Kyrie look like an insane duo. Like, I agree. Outside of that, it's not much, but how much can you really trust James Harden? How much can you really put your trust into Russell Westbrook? How much, respectfully, I know he's your guy, Mr. Playoff P has known to be a little inconsistent.
Hey, now, last playoffs, he had 20 plus in every game. He had 41 on the road against Utah. He had 41 on the road against the Suns.
There we go. All right. You know what?
Hey, James Harden in the playoffs is a donut. James Harden in the first round.
In the first game of the first
round. Hey. Yeah. James Harden has never.
You know what? I think it's going to be close. I would not be surprised at all if Mavericks win.
I wouldn't be surprised at all, but I have my money on the Clippers. Like,
that's fair.
Listen, I've been talking about the Clippers all year. I can't just backtrack and be like, well, Luka's gonna fry them. You know what I mean? Like,
I hope Clippers win. I gotta
stand 10 toes down. Yeah, man. We really don't like the Mavericks. Like, nothing about the organization like moves me, except for like Luka, obviously.
Yeah.
But, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna start with the Wild Wild West. In my prediction, I had the Pelicans getting the 8th seed, but with Zion out, I really hope Sacramento does it. This is an organization that hasn't been back-to-back playoff appearances in almost 17, 18 years. I hope the Kings do pull it out. Fox versus Shea, that'd be fire. I do think OKC beats the Kings, but I think Shea and Fox would be fire.
Yeah, I think if Zion is out, like we expect him to be for however long, whatever, I think OKC versus Sacramento is far more entertaining than OKC versus Pelicans without Zion, in my opinion. I would rather see that, and I do think if Zion is out, I think Sacramento is the better team and will win. And I still do think that Kings could push them to like 6 games in the first round of Thunder. I think it might not be a close 6-game series. We've seen 6-game series before where it was like, oh, well, this team was still clearly the better team and clearly going to win
the 2016 finals. blowout.
Yeah.
Close game.
But I think it could still – I think Kings could get 2 games. I don't know if they can get more than that, though. I don't know. I'm excited for that, though. But I do think Kings win this play-in game.
Yeah, I think so, too. I got OKC in 6 versus whoever makes it out.
Okay. Ooh, if it's Pelicans, you know what? It's tough.
Dude,
I'll still
one
go
thing
6. That's fair.
I will say respectfully to the Pelicans, I will say I've never seen the Pelicans win a clutch game in my life. Like, I really have not. Am I wrong?
No, it was pretty bad how they collapsed against the Lakers.
They had like 6 games at home in the 6th seed. They collapsed. Last year they were down 2-0 to the Suns. They won the next 2, and then they collapsed. In previous years, they've missed the play-in, they missed the playoffs. They collapsed. In the bubble, they collapsed. Like, there really hasn't been a clutch game that the Pelicans have won this season. Can it all change tomorrow? Absolutely. But will it change? I don't think so.
Not much either. I just hope Shea, like Shea, we know is an MVP contender. He's top 3, number 3 at worst for MVP. We have never seen. Do you disagree?
I'm trying to think. But...
Luka, Jokic, and him.
Yeah.
That's I don't know what my exact order would be, but I just think we haven't seen Shea in the playoffs. Really, we've seen him for 1 series and he was bad in it, which he wasn't. He was like a 6-man or whatever. He wasn't like he wasn't like a superstar like he is now. So we haven't seen him actually do it yet. So a lot rides on, is the pressure going to get to him, or is Shea going to play like the MVP contender? If he plays like an MVP contender, they could sweep the first round. They could win in 5. They could win easily. If he plays like a guy who's in his first playoff series damn near and doesn't know what he's doing, they could get a run for their money. It all comes down to him, I think, because Jalen Williams, I feel like he's Mr. Consistent. You know what you're going to get from Jalen Williams. Giddy. He's giddy. Yeah, I don't know. Chet's a dog. I like Chet a lot.
But like you said, his first playoff.
It is his first. That it's a young team. Like, a lot of these players are young. Dort's, even his defense has been kind of suspect this year, so I'm not all that high on Dort. I don't know.
Gordon Hayward, they got a vet.
I think this. I don't know how he's finessed the league so far, like this far.
What a guy. God bless him.
But I think I'm banking on it being the Kings. Now, I could come back and
be wrong.
Whenever we talk about there's something that could be the Pelicans and it could look completely different. But if it's the Kings, I think it could be a pretty close series, honestly. If it was Zion and the Pelicans, I think it could also be a close series. But I think with Zion being, he knows,
it just changes everything. Yeah.
It changes.
And Sacramento has already been here, and they went toe to toe with the Warriors. Which if Steph didn't drop 50, they would have won last year.
Yeah, me and you both picked the Kings, and we
7
were inches away.
Bro, like, we weren't planning on Steph having 50 in Game 7. You know what I mean? That game was crazy. Now we got the super team Lakers versus the underdog Nuggets. Eric, thoughts on the series?
Suns versus which one was it?
Denver Lakers?
Yeah, I'm going Denver in like 5 or 6. I don't think it's gonna be as close as people think. I think everyone's banking on LeBron's gonna be LeBron. He's gonna dominate. AD's gonna go absolutely crazy. These role players, they're all gonna. You're basically saying if the Lakers play perfect, it could be a close series.
If they have 0 turnovers.
Yeah, but they're not going to. They're gonna have mistakes. One of LeBron or AD. How many games really do we see LeBron and AD play amazing at the same time? I feel like not that often. And if you do, usually it's at the impact of the role players and everyone not being as impactful. You don't see it as much.
Like in the bubble when they were both phenomenal and they both won games. Wow.
Like that was a little suspect, huh?
Ooh. Hey.
But I don't know. Nuggets are a better team. Nuggets have the better player. Nuggets have a better coach. Like, I don't see what the Lakers have here other than, well, if LeBron and AD, they have hypotheticals and that's all they have. Now, to say that, there is going to be a game or two where they do absolutely dominate and they push them. But I almost feel like LeBron and AD having a crazy game would result in a 3-point Lakers win. Like, it still would be a close game even with them dominating. I just don't see Lakers winning this series, honestly. I think I'm going to take Nuggets in 5.
Yeah, I agree with both of those statements. I think one thing, Eric, to say, Mike Malone came out and said it yesterday, and it was a very great quote. He said, we kicked their ass last year, we kicked their ass this year. We know they're hungry, and our players understand the assignment and to not get too get too greedy, which is true. You know what I mean? Because I feel like that's to sound like an old head, right? But when a team sees another team 4 or 5 times, they gotta figure that out at some point. You know what I mean? Like the Nuggets are really good. The thing about the Nuggets is they never die. Like I watched a lot of Nuggets games this year. When it felt like they were done for the game, they lost. They just come back and they score like 15 straight points, and all of a sudden you're down by 5 points. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I think it's crazy how the Nuggets losing to the Spurs changed the whole brackets for everything, and it made them the 2 seed. You know what I mean? But God bless Victor Wembanyama, because now OKC is the 1 seed. I'm not saying OKC is sweet, but I'd much rather the Clippers play them than the Wolves, who have length, for the Nuggets, who are the defending champions. You know?
Yeah,
but
I agree.
I have Denver in 5 in this one. Timberwolves Suns. Nobody wants to say it, so I'ma say it. KD and Booker is starting to sound a lot like who's guarding KD and Kai. You remember when the Nets, the 7th seed Nets, played the Boston Celtics, and they were like, "Oh, the Nets are winning because who's guarding KD and Kai." Game 1 was close. Jason Tatum game winner, for those of you that don't remember, and then it was a wash. All right, let me be respectful. All 4 games were decided by 6 points, like combined, which was the lowest in NBA history. But come on now. Yeah. I got Sun. Hell no. I got the Wolves in 6. I think all the Rudy Gobert slander, the Rudy Gobert yapping, I think it all ends this first round. And the Phoenix Suns traded for Kevin Durant. They traded for Bradley Beal. They got rid of Chris Paul, who's a cancer. DeAndre Ayton, who sucks at basketball. Monty Williams, who's an inspirational speaker, and now all the pressure's on them.
Yeah, did you know that the Suns are betting favorites to win the series?
Yeah, just like
that blows my mind. I don't get that. Like, I get Nuggets. Rudy Gobert, a lot of people say he doesn't show up, or his impact isn't as big in the playoffs. You know, Cat, we'll see how that goes. Overall, though, first off, I have almost as little faith as you can have in a player as I do in Bradley Beal. I don't think he's that good of a player. I think he's first off, more than anything, he's just pissed me off the past few years, how he's pretty much, everyone knew, and the Wizards are idiots, everyone knew he was going to sign that max contract and request a trade immediately, and that's exactly what happened.
I think
the
we might have
Wizards
talked about
are a next level dumb franchise. That annoyed me how that all happened. I think Booker's going to show up in the playoffs. You know he's going to put up numbers. But is it going to lead to the wins that they're looking for? And is he going to be able to? You know, everyone laughed at that thing with Anthony Edwards saying, they have KD, but we have Jaden McDaniels. They have good defenders everywhere that they can just throw body. They can just throw people at them, and it's going to work eventually. KD and Booker are not going to put up 40 points each game.
You mean like against the Nuggets where they did that and they still lost?
It literally feels like almost exactly like LeBron and AD, where it's like they both have to play perfect to beat them, and then they'll win by 7. So you're basically saying they have to be perfect to barely beat them. I just don't see how. And this one's definitely closer than Lakers Nuggets in my opinion.
Yeah, a hell of a lot closer.
Yeah,
Box
but
office.
I still, I'll give my respect. I'll say this. I'll give my respect to Book and KD, and I'm not giving my respect to Bill. Don't care. But I'll take Timberwolves in 7. But I think a lot of those 4 wins by the Wolves are going to be
blowouts.
Pretty easy wins. I'll say that much.
I'm excited for this series.
Yeah, I'm super excited for the series. If KD is in the playoffs, I'm gonna watch him. Like, I think KD is one of the most fun players to watch.
Yeah, like I was thinking about this the other day. Like, I'm not mad that I'm not a Kevin Durant fan, but I can see why people are. Like, I really wish I did appreciate him more, but I do appreciate him for what he's done for the game, obviously. But yeah, no. I mean, bro, I'm excited about this series. Like, I hope it lives up to the hype. I think it will. Obviously, it's very hard that this doesn't. I'm just super excited for it. Like, there's a few series that I'm excited for. This is definitely one of them. And then, talking about excited series, Clippers and Mavericks.
This has got to be... Okay, Nuggets Lakers may be the best series just because
dude, but the West is so fire. And then you got Knicks and Sixers. No disrespect to either of them. Pacers and Bucks. No disrespect to either of them. Cavs and the Magic.
Oh my God, that is going to be the least watched series.
And then Boston,
but
Miami.
When it comes to Clippers Mavs, me and you were talking about this a bit. so much of it rides on what is up with Kawhi. Like, is
Everything
Kawhi
about the
healthy
series.
What's that?
Everything about the series relies on Kawhi. Unless
me and you are on record saying that we think Kawhi in the playoffs, when healthy, is basically the best player in the world. Like, no one pretty much can contend with Kawhi. Granted, Jokic is obviously going to go insane. Giannis goes insane. But Kawhi, when he's on, is as good as anyone, pretty much. He's going to put up 30 points. He's going to play great defense. He's going to be efficient as hell. If he is not there and you're relying on, again, respectfully to your guy, if you're relying on Paul George, Russell Westbrook, and James Harden, you're not winning that series. I don't care if it's just Luka and Kyrie, if that's what you think. Tim Hardaway Jr. is still a solid player. They have good, solid
I really
depth
don't
on that
like
team,
Tim
I think.
Hardaway Jr., bro.
I don't like him either.
He's never seen a shot he does not like, bro. Like,
But
his tunnel vision,
Luka,
top 5.
We have seen what Luka does in the playoffs. Luka cooks in the playoffs. And a lot of people say that style doesn't win games. It's won him enough series so far where he's cooked some teams. He absolutely destroyed the Suns. Like, if Kawhi doesn't play, I'm taking the Mavericks in 5, I'm saying. If Kawhi plays, this is a 7-game series.
Ooh.
This is a 7-game series if Kawhi plays, and I would probably lean Clippers, but I don't know. It's close.
If James Harden turns back the clock.
Yeah, not happening.
If James Harden turns back the clock and Kawhi is out, then there's a path for the Clippers. But we know what we're going to get out of James Harden, sadly. I mean, hey, listen, he did say, if you guys stick around, it's going to be some great results at the end of the year. So now it's time to see what happens. I'm excited, man. I'm excited. All of our generation, their players are getting old. Russ, James Harden, Kawhi, Paul George, LeBron, KD, Steph, DeMar DeRozan. Am I missing anyone? Kevin Love, Mike Conley, but
Mike Conley, man.
Dude, I think he's the weakest link on the Wolves.
Blake
But
Griffin just retiring, man. We gotta touch on that. That just makes
Blake Griffin just retired. Like,
yeah.
dude, Blake Griffin retired before LeBron.
Yeah.
You know how many players post 03 draft have retired before LeBron? Like, it's wicked. It is very wicked. Yeah. But Clippers in 6. That's my final prediction. Kawhi's gonna come back. All this talk, but I will say the Clippers are the underdogs because Luka's a playoff riser. They got Kai, who's an NBA champion 10 years ago. They got PJ Washington. They got Daniel Gafford. They got Jason Kidd. They got Tim Hardaway Jr. Like, there is zero excuses for the Mavericks to not win this series. I will say, nah, bro. The way Twitter has been talking about this, you would think that it's gonna be a wash. So no excuses.
I think that's wild to think that. I think this is a pretty 50-50 series.
I think when we talk about playoff risers, there's very few in the league. All bias aside, Jimmy Butler, Luka, Jokic, LeBron, Steph, Kevin Durant. I have to give him his respect. Kawhi, 7. Am I missing anyone? Who? I don't know. The guy that needed Chris Paul to save his career?
That sounds about right, though.
Yeah, like, dude, being a playoff riser is not easy. No. What Luka does, it's not easy, man. I'm sick and tired of people saying, oh, if he loses in the first round, this and that. Like, no, man. I'm sorry. We need to respect greatness. Like, you guys did this with LeBron and stuff. Enough is enough, man. You're way too old to be discouraging what Luka does. There's even people that say that Trae Young is better, man. Like, come on. Let's be realistic. But
dude, that's wild. Trae Young, good lord, what a performance. We don't.
He just came back from injury, so I'll give him a pass. But dang,
I'm still overall not all that high on Trae Young though, just because I feel like I don't think he's a good defender at all. I don't think he's really made that much progress. I see some people saying, "Oh, I think he's still making some progress." I don't think he's made much progress on that end since he's entered the league, and I don't know, man. I don't see it.
All right.
That roster, also the Hawks team, is constructed so weird. I don't like that roster construction at all.
The play-in was good for the West, not the East.
No, they were well under 500.
Well, now that could be the 8th seed. Like, that's the only problem with the play-in. Okay, the East, not to be disrespectful, we're gonna make it quick and simple. Orlando, Cleveland, that's gonna be on DH Gate for those of you that want to watch it. I have Orlando in 7, just
Okay.
because the Cavs fucked around. I'm not saying the basketball gods is a real thing, but the Magic fucked the Cavs fucked around and they sat their starters. It's gonna bite them in the ass. The Orlando Magic are gonna win a playoff series for the first time in 14 years.
I'll take Cavs in 7, and I think this series is mostly going to be just who hurts themselves the least, because both teams are going to do their best to lose this series, and it's whoever does it the least.
The Magic have the 3rd best defense in the NBA. Last year we saw with the Knicks, the Cavs struggled with the Knicks.
Yeah.
So we'll see
I'm not as high on Paulo Banchero as everyone else. I just don't know. I don't see
Defensively,
that
he's really
superstar
good.
aspect that everyone sees in him.
Defensively,
I think
he's
his-
really good, but
But I think his
offensively,
offense is so limited sometimes.
yeah. He was below league average on true shooting percentage for those of you
Yeah.
that like stats like us.
Anyway.
Anyways, Orlando, it's finally we have a difference. I have Orlando, you have Cleveland, so there we go.
Yeah.
Pacers, Bucks. Eric, I want to just say something. I am in hell right now. I have to root for the Sixers, the Knicks, the Pacers, or the Bucks.
Yeah,
I don't
you're
want
close.
none of those teams. No disrespect. I don't mind the Pacers, but the Pacers are the Pacers. I don't want none of those teams to make the conference finals.
Hey man, how many games is Giannis gonna be out for?
They're preparing for him to be out the series.
That makes it a hard series for the Bucks.
But to play devil's advocate and to be unbiased, the Bucks with Dame, the Bucks are 10-1 when Dame scores 30 or more this season. If Doc runs Doc Rivers running an offense, by the way.
Yeah.
If the Bucks can do you think Rick Carlisle is a better coach than Doc Rivers? Let me just say that off the rip. Rick Carlisle, better coach than Doc Rivers. If Rick Carlisle can figure out a scheme to limit Dame and force Brook Lopez to beat you, Bobby Portis to beat you, don't disrespect to Bobby Portis. Chris Middleton, who is he going to be Chris Middleton or is he going to be healthy? We don't know this stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think the Pacers have the better coach and coaching matters. And like you alluded to, no Giannis obviously changes the series. I've been going back and forth on who I'm going to pick, but I don't know, man. I did pick the Bucks. I'm going to stick to it. I picked Bucks in 7. But the Bucks are super old. The Pacers are super young. The Pacers are playing with house money. It is Halliburton's first playoff series, so we don't know what version of him we're going to get. But give me the Bucks in 7.
Man, if Giannis is out the series, that makes this hard. Because if Giannis is playing, I'm taking the Bucks in damn near sweep, to be honest. I don't think it would be close at all. I'll go Bucks in 6.
Okay.
But I think it's going to be a hella close series. And if Giannis is out, I would not be surprised if the Pacers win at all.
It's crazy because every single year there's the one playoff series that you don't watch, and Cleveland-Orlando is the resemblance of that. People are gonna say OKC Sacramento, but that's
I'm
gonna be
watching
fun.
that.
I'm
Yeah, I'm
watching
watching
that. Yeah. Okay. I'm glad we agree. They gave Cleveland and Orlando the 1 p.m. slot, 2 NBA TVs, and then the 1 p.m. slot on a Saturday. Adam Silver's get this over with. Yeah. All right. I don't know, man. What do we expect from Tyrese Halliburton? What do we expect from Damian Lillard? I mean, a lot of pressure is on the Bucks to deliver. You know what I mean?
I just don't think. I like Halliburton, but I don't know if he'll be able to come in and put up 25 and 10 per game. I think Bucks can throw some bodies at him and try and stop him a decent bit. Now, do the rest of the guys on the Pacers step up? Maybe.
Hey,
I don't know.
Siakam already beat the Bucks, right? For those.
I just don't see the defensive players that they'll be able to throw at Dame to really slow him down. So if Dame has a bad series, it's because Dame
It's over.
had a bad series.
It's over,
because
yeah.
Dame did it to himself and beat himself. Pacers aren't going to beat Dame.
The Pacers are super young. The Bucks are super old. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Sixers, Knicks. Dude, this is the worst possible matchup. I do not like either of these teams. I really want both of them to lose. This is so bad, man. I can't believe Jimmy got injured, dude. I really don't like Kelly Oubre, and he comes back and he does this, but
Hey, let me just say, now, I don't care. I do not care if Embiid is hurt or not. If Embiid loses this series and doesn't play well, I'm done giving him any benefit of the doubt. And I don't care that, well, he was hurt. He's hurt every year.
Bro, we do this every year.
Like, at some point, we gotta stop saying, but if he's healthy, because he won't be. We know he won't be. And part of it is because his big dumbass falls every play, doing the most awkward shit. Oh, well, he was told to fall because it helped. I don't give a fuck. It's not helping. It's not helping.
The little engine that could.
I want Embiid to be good. I do think Embiid is likable in a lot of ways. I think Embiid, when healthy in the regular season, absolutely dominates. I think Embiid has the potential to be the best player in the world. I think Embiid has the potential to win an NBA championship and win Finals MVP. Is he going to do it? No, because he won't stay healthy. I just don't see it at all. And if they had Julius Randle, maybe I'd take the Knicks. I think I'm still going to go 76ers. But I think of all players we've talked about so far, Mr. Joel Embiid has the most pressure out of everyone.
I agree. I agree 200%. We do this every year with Embiid, though. It's very sad. Like, we say, this is the year, this is the year, this is the year. And then it's just not the year, you know? But coaching in the playoff matters. Give me Nick Nurse over Tom Thibodeau. Give me the Sixers in 6. I've been going back and forth on who I want to win this series because I really don't want either of these teams to win. And then you have Doc versus Philly, who I don't want Embiid to make the conference finals, and I don't want Doc to make the conference finals. So it's just all around bad for me, man. I need to be more. I need to hate watch more. Like, this is ridiculous. Give me the 76ers in 6.
And the worst part is, so would Giannis be back for the second round if they made it?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay, because if Giannis is back, I think Bucks are cooking either of these teams, to be honest. Honestly,
Can we rely on Doc Rivers? That's the problem. If it was any other coach
why did
in the
they
league,
hire him? Why do people still get tricked by that shit? I don't know, dude.
I don't know.
We'll see. I'm excited to see that. I think, yeah, I'm gonna go Sixers, but I don't feel very confident about it, mostly because of Embiid's health. I just don't know if I can trust him. I think Tyrese Maxey's gonna have a great series. I think guys will have a good series on that team, but if Embiid is hurt or not playing, that team is instantly miles worse.
Yeah, I agree. Boston versus the 8 seed. I think Boston in 5.
Yeah. Shit. I'll go Boston. No, if it's Heat, I'll give y'all the respect that y'all might steal a game or two. But if it's Hawks, if Hawks do beat y'all, Boston's not losing a game. Boston is
the Bulls.
Bulls. Sorry, if Bulls win, Boston is sweeping the Bulls, and it's not gonna be close.
Yeah, not at all.
But if it's y'all, I'll give y'all the respect that y'all do.
People that are crying.
I will always give my respect to Spoelstra and what he can do.
People that are crying about the Celtics don't realize that when you get the 1 seed, this is what happens. You play teams that are on the lesser scale. They're like, oh, they're not going to sweat on their way to the conference finals. They won 65 games.
Yeah, that's not
They
their
dog-walked
fault.
the league all year. That's not their fault. But yeah, I do have the Celtics winning in 5. So I got Celtics, Sixers, Bucks, and Magic.
In the conference finals?
No, in the first round.
Oh, right. I was like, hold on.
The Sixers are the lower seed in the East that are going to win.
Yeah.
You might have Indiana. Yeah.
I go Cavs. So we switch on Cavs and Magic, but I'm just, I don't know about Bucks and Sixers. Both could lose depending on their star players' health and everything.
If both of them lose in the first round, I'll be happy. Like, Damian Lillard, I love you. Thank you for saving my life, but we gotta look at the lesser of two evils right now.
Yeah.
And the Bucks losing is good for business. But anyways, enough of Peach Ball. Adam Silver, great script for the regular season. Let's see what you got for the playoffs. Hopefully you're in your Christopher Nolan bag. Moving on to the Champions League. Eric, there is so much to be said, and there's nothing to be said at the same time. Let me start with this. Very few times I can admit I'm wrong. I'm not an egotistical asshole, but I will admit I was wrong. I was wrong about Borussia Dortmund having a chance against Atletico Madrid. And my co-host did say watch out for Dortmund. And he texted me, watch out for Dortmund. And I didn't listen. For those of you that don't know, I do like Borussia Dortmund in the Bundesliga. And I really didn't give them a shot. But they defeated the evil empire of Atletico Madrid. That's number one. Number two, I predicted Barcelona to beat PSG because I said that Barcelona had the better team once again. I was wrong. Luis Enrique coached a hell of a game. Obviously, the red card changed everything, but overall, PSG looked like they wanted it more in the second leg. Now that I said that, I'm going to go back to praising myself because I did say that Real Madrid was going to win. And obviously, given the history, no disrespect to Arsenal, I did say that Bayern was going to win. It was a lot closer than people thought because a lot of people thought it was going to be a blowout or a goal fest. And overall, people said the Champions League fell off. There was 31 goals scored in the quarterfinals, which is the most in like 20 or more years. So the Champions League has been phenomenal. The semifinals are going to be phenomenal. People are going to say nobody wants to see Dortmund and PSG. They are there for a reason. Last year it was Inter Milan. I understand the little ball thing. It might be rigged, but the facts are the facts, right? We've been critiquing PSG for 20 plus years, saying that they're going to choke in big games. They were down 4-1. They were down 4-2, and they came back and they got it done.
Now, I want to say, do you think that was a red card?
Yes, because it was outside of the box, and it was
so
last man.
You think if it was a penalty, it wouldn't have been?
It would have been a yellow card. Correct.
But I still, even then, I didn't think there was enough to be a red. Like, I feel like he sold the shit out of that contact. And I will say, Barcelona, you had no reason to choke that badly, get outscored 4-0 basically after. But if that red card doesn't happen, like, let's just pretend. Obviously, this isn't what happened. It was a penalty, but they kept the man on. It would have been, 4-3 then after the penalty probably? Do you think Barcelona holds on or PSG still comes back and wins? I think Barcelona holds on. I think Barcelona, everything shifted completely.
Okay, but to play devil's advocate, Xavi lost the game after the red card.
What was he doing? Someone like that.
He took out Lamine Yamal, who was their best player.
The assist score. He got the assist on the first goal.
You couldn't take out Rafinha because he scored, and you couldn't take out Lewandowski because he's Lewandowski. But why did you take out Lamine Yamal? It was
like, and also a lot of times it felt like sometimes, even in risky situations, if you're on a fast run, if you're on a fast break, go ahead. I get it.
Yeah.
If you're on a run, go. But I feel like there was a lot of times where they unnecessarily started trying to force everyone in attack. You're down a man. Don't do that. And then PSG's counterattack ate them up every time. And even if they weren't scoring, they were just getting great shots. Like, it was just horrible.
I understand. Listen, Mbappe played horrible both legs. He was not good.
He scored that final goal, but that was a Mickey Mouse game.
But the best players, I mean, he did listen. He needs. He owes his life to Dembele. I say it. Dembele was phenomenal across both legs. He was the one that showed up. He won the round out of pure hatred. Like,
he got them back good. He got his give back.
You gotta respect it. But kudos to PSG. A lot of you say that I don't like to give credit. Kudos to PSG.
I mean, you weren't cheering for Barcelona, so I mean, obviously.
Yeah. Now,
I do want to say though, real quick before we move, it was hilarious how everyone universally pretty much hates Barcelona, and everyone was celebrating when they lost because they're just so unlikable. They're so unlikable.
It's just funny because everyone hates PSG too. So,
but they hate Barcelona more.
Speaking of hating, I am so glad Atletico lost. Like, so happy. I couldn't believe it. Griezmann, another year where he doesn't win a title with Atletico. No disrespect to him, but I mean, he ghosted. So
yeah, it was me and you texted pretty much
both games across both games.
You texted me when it was 2-0. I told you about Dortmund. Then Dortmund scored. I don't know if I texted you when they scored that first goal, but I was just waiting. And if you saw the end of the first leg, Dortmund hit it off the crossbar. They almost tied that first leg up 2-2. Now Atletico was better in the first leg, no doubt, but Dortmund kept getting close.
With the power
Then
of
second leg,
they got it
you
done.
texted me, or I texted you. I was like, eye emojis. Then Atletico went back on top or something. You sent me eye emojis. Then at Dortmund, I sent you eye emojis, and I got the final laugh because I was like, Dortmund, they did it. I mean, Atletico just not that good of a performance. So I was saying Dortmund came out firing.
You remember, but I did say that Atletico with those jerseys deserve to lose.
Yeah, they deserve. That is foul, man. Yeah, that was.
Bayern Arsenal. I don't have a lot to say about this just because I didn't watch it, and I'm not gonna drag it out of the hat. I'm gonna be 100% blunt. I was locked into Real Madrid City across both legs. I did have Bayern Arsenal on in the background, and I did see when Kimmich scored that header. But other than that,
a missile. That shit was insane.
The cross was phenomenal. The header was phenomenal. It was just.
Yeah, I definitely watched a lot more of this one than you, I bet, because if Chelsea were playing, I wouldn't be watching any other matches. So I get that. The first leg was really good. The second leg literally felt like if someone scores, it's game. It was so just someone needs to break through and score, and if they do, it's over, and that's what it felt like in Bayern. The other ones too.
Kimmich was the one
that Tuchel magic in the Champions League, he knows what he's doing. And it's not about to. No, I'm kidding.
Say it. Say no.
We'll get to that after we talk about the final one.
Okay, you know what's funny? When the round of 16 started, I asked you, who are you rooting for? And you said, my guy Tuchel. He's 3 games away from getting it done. So, Thomas Tuchel, your next paycheck, send it to Eric.
Well, I mean, lucky for me, all England teams are knocked out, so I don't have to hate watching.
Wait. Say that one more time.
Here we go.
All right, my headphones are not working. Say that one more time, please.
All England teams are. I will say it's hilarious
Thank
that
you.
Bundesliga is the one with 2 teams in it still.
That's football, right?
That's football, man.
That's football.
I mean, it was a few years ago. RB Leipzig made the semifinals, right?
You know who they beat?
Did they beat Man City?
Atletico.
Oh, no, they lost to Man City. Who did they lose to?
Man City lost to
Did they
Leon.
Yeah.
It was
I remember they
Leipzig,
lost to
Leon,
someone
and then it
disastrous.
was PSG. Hold on. It was 2 Germany and 2 French teams. It was Leon versus Bayern and PSG versus Leipzig. There we go. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Don't look it up because I know I'm right. Okay. The last game, Eric. You've been watching football for 4 years now. This Real Madrid Man City draw, was it one of the best you've seen?
It was definitely because I feel like everyone watching this was like, this is the final. It feels like it has the most.
Without due respect.
Again, I think Bayern still could win, and I think they have a good chance to win. But everyone, even before the Champions League started, was like, Man City and Real Madrid, that should be the final. That should be the final. That should be final. Unfortunately, they got matched up. Annoying, but good lord, it lived up to the hype. I think because, I mean, whenever Real Madrid scored that goal to go up 4-3
on global, yeah, it was 1-0.
I thought they were gonna hold on and win. Man City were pushing, and it looked like they were bound to score. But I just thought Real Madrid would be able to hold on. They didn't. And then after Man City scored to tie it, I was convinced they were gonna score.
Bro, everyone was. Let's not lie.
I was like, oh, they're gonna score to win, and I was praying every time they shot. I was praying they didn't. Went to penalties. First off, Bernardo Silva. What the hell was that, man? He literally lifted it just into the goalkeeper's hands. Also, I get it. He was expecting him to dive, but my God, it was a horrible goal. It was a horrible penalty. Horrible.
Can I say something? Bernardo Silva has taken 3 penalties in his life. 2 of them have been down the middle. The first one that he scored, it was a penalty down the middle versus Chelsea in the FA Cup final. And Kepa told Lunin, Bernardo Silva is going to go down the middle, stay in the middle. And he said, okay, cool. After the game, Lunin came out and said, one of the players was the weak link. The weak link. And we just said it was going to be Bernardo Silva. And it ended up being Bernardo Silva. Kepa, he's been garbage, but he contributed to this win. So for that, Mr. Kepa,
dude,
and then with Kovacic, Rudiger was pointing the other way, and And then, because they played together at Chelsea, Lunin saved it, and he was like celebrating, and it was so phenomenal.
Yeah,
like,
dude, Rudiger also, I loved Rudiger so much when he was at Chelsea. I still root for him now at Real Madrid. I miss that man. I will always root for him. Him getting the final penalty kick to knock out Man City, it was just the perfect ending for me. I loved it so much.
Yeah, you neutralized Haaland across 4 legs, because last year Haaland didn't do shit.
He is
when
not
Rudiger...
a big game player. He just isn't.
A lot of you guys said he was Ballon d'Or, man.
No, I picked Messi.
No, I'm saying like the general.
Oh yeah. No, he's not a big game player. I don't think. Like, we have so much evidence of him in big games.
A lot
underperforming.
Yeah.
FA
Cup semifinals, Champions League semifinals, Champions League final. Like, I'm sorry. Like,
yeah. That's what, even you, not saying you're hating it all, but you'll mention like, oh, Mbappe didn't show up here, but Mbappe will at least have moments in games where, okay, he was bad for this long, but he did play really good there, score a goal. He did this really good. Haaland doesn't even have those moments in these games, really.
I don't mean to compare it to Messi and Ronaldo, because obviously Ronaldo is a big game player. But when it comes to Messi and Ronaldo, it just felt like one player was better at everything than the other one. With Mbappe and Haaland, Mbappe is better at everything than Haaland. You know what I mean? So I think that played a factor. One thing I will say, I don't mean to be biased at all. A lot of people say, oh, Real Madrid parked the bus, this and that. If you're going into Etihad Stadium with a 1-goal lead, why the hell would you run a high line or try to attack the whole game when you know Man City's going to kill you? Did we park the bus? Maybe we did. But in the first leg, nobody says that Real Madrid deserved to win. Nobody. And we deserved to win the first leg. Like, Man City got that Bernardo Silva goal, and then they had 2 bangers, which obviously they were world class. In the second leg, Man City was better for 45 minutes, the second half. The second half, we didn't even see the ball. The first half, it was very equivalent. Extra time, it was very equivalent. But nobody talks about that. They're like, oh, Real Madrid parked the bus. They broke the. They don't have any balance. You know what I mean? So yeah. I just thought that was pathetic. But Real Madrid is in the semifinals again. 12 out of the last 14 years, they have been in the semifinals. It started in 2011 against Barcelona. We're in 2024 against Manchester City. The only 2 years they didn't make the semifinals was in 2019, when it was the first year after Ronaldo left, and 2020, when obviously the pandemic happened, and we know what happened. But enough, man.
So, if we're talking about the next 2 matches, let's just get the PSG Dortmund one out of the way real quick. Who you got? Yeah, I'm going PSG, and I think maybe Dortmund could keep it close, but I think PSG are winning.
I think it's going to be funny because Mbappe could pull a Kevin Durant. He could lose to Real Madrid in the final and then join them in the summer. He really could pull a Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
And no one's going to say anything.
Yeah, nobody would care because people are almost begging him to
leave. Yeah. I'm going to go PSG 4-2. I think both legs end 2-1.
I'm good with that. I'll agree with that. 4-2 sounds right. Bayern Madrid.
Okay.
I'm saying it. We got to be different. I'm taking Bayern. Tuchel magic continues. Everyone talks about how Real Madrid are inevitable in the Champions League. So is Tuchel. Tuchel's winning this shit, man. He's winning. And then we're going to get a rematch from a few years ago of PSG versus Bayern. And Bayern's going to win again. All right? That's all.
Real Madrid Bayern is disappointing me because this was my prediction for the final, before the round of 16 started.
Yeah, y'all got hold kind of with a tough ass, way to the final.
I wasn't expecting all the Avengers to be on one side of the bracket again. No disrespect to Barcelona, Atletico, Arsenal, and Bayern, and PSG. But I really wasn't expecting all the Avengers to be on one side of the bracket again. It's really pissing me off. Real Madrid's gonna win. Like you just said, we just won the final. And now all we have to do is play Bayern, play PSG, win number 15, and get Mbappe in the summer, get Endrick in the summer, and then who knows? Maybe we go back to back again next year.
Yep. We'll see how it goes.
But I'm excited, man. Dude, Eric, 99 days until the Olympics. The Copa America is around the corner. The Euros is around the corner. Team USA are gathering the Avengers, like literally. Like LeBron is like Iron Man, And then he's gathering all the Avengers. I'm excited for that. Dude, there's so many good sports going on. The NBA playoffs are back. MLB is not your biggest friend right now. But it's okay. We're in April. April's a test run. The Astros have had one of the hardest schedules in the league. I will say that, compared to the rest of the league. I mean, yeah, but
they just suck right now. 6-14. Like, we're on pace for 49 wins. What are we doing? And I don't care that it's only.
All right, Socrates, let's relax. Damn.
I don't care that it's only 20 games in. We look awful.
Hey,
across board. Jose Abreu, his OPS is lower than every other Astros player's batting average. How is that possible? His batting average, I just want you to know, is 8%. He's essentially getting hit 8% of the time. Why are you in the MLB still? And why are we paying this guy money? And why are we still putting him in every game? Like Espada, grow a pair and bench him, or teach Yainer Diaz. Whenever you DH him, put him at first base. Teach him first base. I know that's not as easy said. It's easier said than done. But fucking hell, you gotta try something. You cannot keep running the Jose Abreu out there. That's it. Rant's over. It's a lost cause. I don't care. Go on.
Ladies and gentlemen, this has been everything for episode number 63 of the Sports Fellas podcast. I want to thank my co-host for doing this. Remember to like, share, comment, subscribe, and all content on TikTok, and we'll see you in the next one.